happened to your husband, Miss Divya?
I was out when everything happened. When I came back home, I already found him dead in the living room. He was stabbed.
Hmm. Do you notice something lately about Mr. Adam, or does he call with anyone before he was killed?
He told me he had received spam calls from anonymous number. Also, he had been receiving a letter that contains numbers.
Numbers. Maybe you can get something from the letter. Miss, did you take any picture of the letter?
Yes, I did. I will send to you via email.
I am sorry, sir, but who are you?
Sorry for not introducing myself earlier. I'm Smith, or you can call me Mr. Smith. I am the personal assistant of the late Mr. Adams.
Situation. Suppose Alon want to send secret message to Busu. Both agree to use the following coding method. For example, if Alon want to send meet me at the noon, then the message will be transformed into a set of numbers as 12, 4, 4, 19, 26, 12, 4, 26, 0, 19, 26, 13, 14, 14, 13, 26. Now to make the message secret, Along and Busu agreed to use Matrices as the encryption mechanism. Since the message meet at the noon have 16 letters, so the set of the numbers will be written. The following is the description of how encrypt-decrypt taken place. Encryption step. Choose a random matrix K. Multiply K with the matrix M and obtain a new secret message P. Description step. Compute the inverse using arrow or adjoint method of the matrix. Multiply P with the matrix K inverse and obtain the intended matrix M. Now it's given three different sets of matrices K1, K2, and K3. The task is now for Busu to decide which is the given key will give the decrypt the secret message sent by Along and have a meaningful message. The questions. Obtain three different messages from three keys given above, if possible. B. Among those three messages, which messages do you think is correct? Explain. C. Why do you consider the other messages incorrect? State your reason. The task. Firstly, find the inverse of K1 using adjoint method, then decrypt the message using the inverse. Is it the correct message? If the answer is no, then explain why not.
I had tried to break the first code, but I couldn't solve the other two. So now, I'll be explaining the solution for the first code. To solve the first code, I used the adjoint method to find the inverse of K1. First of all, I calculated the minor for all the elements in the matrix by eliminating the rows and columns. After that, I managed to figure out the cofactor by using the formula below and also the adjoint of K1. To find K1 inverse, I multiplied 1 over 42 with all the elements in the adjoint. Finally, to find the message, I multiplied matrix P with K1 inverse. Unfortunately, I didn't manage to figure out the message as there were fractions and negative values.
Second, find the inverse of K2 using arrow method and decrypt the message using the inverse. Is it the correct message? If the answer is no, then explain why not.
The second method, I will use the arrow method, which is the elementary rows operation method. So for this method, maybe we need to form a matrix, an augmented matrix. So this matrix is basically where you place the matrix that you want to inverse on the left side and the identity matrix on the right side. So this will be side to side. So maybe you guys do know that the identity matrix is the matrix that have 1 from the top left to the bottom right, that is placed diagonally. So yeah, by having this structure done, we can start off with our elementary rows method, and we have to continue it. So but I'm not sure that if this matrix has an inverse or not. So
Sir, let me help you solve this problem as well. I think the next step is we have to multiply row 3 by 1 over 10, and the answer that we get is the answer for row 3. Next, we have to multiply row 3 by 9, and we have to add it with row 4. So we will get the answer for row 4. I think next we have to multiply row 3 by 2, and add by row 2. And the answer that we get is the answer for row 2. Okay then, next we have to subtract row 1 and row 3. And the answer that we get is the answer for row 1. And finally, I think we have to subtract row 1 by row 2. And then we will get the answer for row 1. I think this is not the message as it does not have inverse.
3. Find the inverse of K3 using either method or decrypt the message using the inverse. Is it the correct message? If the answer is no, then explain why not.
For this K3 code, first you need to find the inverse of the K3 using the adjoint method. To find the inverse using this method, firstly we need to find all the minors for all elements by eliminating one row and one column at a time for all the rows and columns. After that, we will get the cofactor matrix. By transposing the cofactor matrix, we will get the adjoint matrix then. Secondly, we need to find the determinant of the K3, which I use both the first row of the original K3 code matrix and the first row of the cofactor matrix, which results the determinant is 18. Now, we are able to find the inverse of the K3 code by multiplying 1 over 18 with all the elements in the adjoint matrix. Finally, we need to decrypt the code by multiplying the encrypted message, matrix B, with the inverse matrix K3 minus 1. And so this is the result at the end. And now we refer to the table of numbers and words given. Yeah, finally we found the correct message, which is Malaysia Prihatin.
Miss Divya, what does it mean with Malaysia Prihatin?
If I'm not mistaken, I accidentally heard Adam's argument with Smith and he rejected Smith's proposal about Malaysia Prihatin.
I see. Gotcha.